All right. I've settled myself down and I'm going to read the last chapter. I promise I will try not to cry as much. Here we go. Hobie Hansen calling the control tower, June 30th, 1945. Hobie stepped into the kitchen, sniffing. Mom had 2 pies cooling and a cake in the oven for Dad's homecoming party. She brushed her hands on her apron. I'm nearly out of sugar. Can you run to the Lees for me? Of course. She thought of a few other items to add to the grocery list. Hobie would have gladly carted home an elephant, he was that happy. He whistled for Duke and they headed out. Duke loped alongside the bike, grinning. Marv said Duchess grinned like that too, especially when she chased squirrels. Like father, like daughter. Marv had written in the last letter, postmarked from Botkins, Ohio, his hometown. Hobie turned the last corner toward Lee's. Across the street, he saw a little girl with her dog Susie. Hey, Hobie called out, waving. Hey, the girl called back. Look at this. She stopped right on the sidewalk and told Susie to sit. Down. Stay. Susie performed like a champ. Hot dog, Hobie cheered. Thank you, the girl waved as Hobie rode off. When he got to Lee's, Hobie parked his bike out front like always, but now Duke followed him up the steps. Mrs. Lee had changed her rules. War veterans are welcome. Oh my heavens, she proclaimed, especially the 4-legged kind. The bell over the door tinkled as they stepped inside. Mrs. Lee put her feather duster down and pulled a milk bone from her apron pocket. Duke crunched it happily. I've got a joke for you today, she told Hobie, scratching behind Duke's ears. What do dogs have that no other animals have? That was an old one, but Hobie pretended like he'd never heard it before. I give, he said. Puppies, Mrs. Lee tapped the countertop. Get it? Hobie got it. Mrs. Lee gathered up the sugar and the other items on Mom's list while Hobie counted out the ration stamps, handing them over with the money. Are you coming to Dad's welcome home party? He asked. He never got tired of saying those delicious words together. Dad and home. Wouldn't miss it. I'm bringing my famous sauerkraut cake, she said. It's always a hit. That'd be swell. Sauerkraut cake did not sound like a hit. But Hobie didn't want to hurt Mrs. Lee's feelings. Seeing the funny papers, he adjusted the canvas bag on his back, threw his leg over his bike, and started off. As he passed the playfield, Duke drew a bead on a squirrel. Hobie eased to a stop to watch the chase. The squirrels always won, but that would never discourage Duke. The smell of cigarette smoke tweaked Hobie's nose. He glanced around. There on the playfield, backstop, stood Mitch Mitchell with a bunch of guys, older guys. Hobie watched them for a second. They were passing around a pack of cigarettes, probably kept from someone's dad. Mitch was busy showing off, blowing smoke rings. Hobie began riding again, knowing Duke would soon find his way home. A block away, Hobie ran into one of the ladies in Mom's Red Cross group. Hobie, she called. He slowed his bike. Such good news about your father, she said. We can't wait until our Mike gets home. Whenever that will be, she sighed. You give my best to your mother, will you? Hobie nodded, then remembered his manners. Thank you, Mrs. Mitchell. Time to be on my way, she said. I'm headed to Lee's to pick up some pudding mix. Mitch does love tapioca. Hobie told Mrs. Mitchell goodbye and placed his feet on the bike pedals. And say hello to Mitch for me, he added. I'll do that next time I see him, she said. According to Hobie's calculations, that would be about 1 minute. Hobie whistled. Duke came running.